Heyo. So I recently watched The Squid and the Whale, directed by Noah Baumbach and produced by Wes Anderson actually, which was a nice surprise at the end when the credits were rolling. This movie is very interesting. Very interesting. Like, the plot of the movie is that essentially you have two parents who are separating, and it's basically them sort of dealing with that, but mostly focused on like the two kids. They are sort of like dealing with the repercussions of like their parents splitting, right? This is a very confusing movie to review, so I actually went on Letterboxd and I got some reviews, and the most accurate review is this. I'm gonna come clean. This is a super unlikable film. Its characters are pretentious, unredeemable past the point of feeling any empathy. Soundtrack sounds exactly how expected. Jesse Eisenberg is in it. Feels static, underlying anger, toxicity of situations simultaneously I was building till it reaches the point where it needs to come out. Feels really in a different way that I'm used to. Honest and different. I just wish I felt anything about it. This is such an accurate review of this movie because it literally summarized what I was feeling, but I could not just put it in words. Like, it's such a weird movie because it's basically a movie about people who are imperfect and they're going through a very bad situation. Like, every single character, the two parents and the two kids, they're just going through it. Like, they're going through a rough time. And it gets to points where the movie becomes uncomfortable because they start doing like just weird stuff. Like, the youngest kid, oh my god, like holy, like, let's just move on. But yeah, like, it's such a weird film because I agree it feels very real but in a different way. Like, a lot of this, like the unfolding of the separation and like, you know, them getting separate houses and all that, the way the characters interact, their angers, their frustrations and everything, it feels very real. But like, I have zero hope throughout this entire movie that any of these characters are going to like, you know, have like a breakthrough. The closest was like, you know, Jesse Eisenberg's character in the therapy room, and like that was just like, oh, he said the name of the film. But like, it's such a weird watch, this movie, because like stuff just happens. Like, it's a very weird film also in its pacing, right? Like, it's so like the timing of events when they happen and all that, it has such an ordinary quality to it. Like, you know, when like specific moments are happening of like a character, like it's going to like, you know, affect their personality or like they had a breakthrough something, it's really hard to gauge when those moments are in this film. And so the entire time you just feel like these characters are just like going through it, like they're in a rough spot and there's absolutely no hope that they can like, you know, make it better or like, you know, at least find some like, you know, underlying like silver lining in this entire situation. Like, absolutely none. And the funniest review I found on Letterboxd was this: how has the entire school never listened to Pink Floyd? Oh my god, that scene when he plays the guitar and says this is my song, I was waiting for the camera to pan to some random audience member and for them to be like, isn't that Pink Floyd? But like, holy shit. And they leave it till the very end of the movie where they're like, oh, so this is actually like, you know, like by a famous band. And it's like, dude, The Wall came out in 1979. It's like the 80s. Like, it's not even that far off. If this movie came out in 2024, maybe I get that, like people haven't heard Pink Floyd. But The Wall came out like literally a few years ago. And the principal's like, oh, he's gonna have to give back the prize money or something. Like, dude, listen to better music, man. Like, how the hell have you not heard The Wall? Another Brick in the Wall Part 2 literally has the lyrics, we don't need no education. That's literally a protest against principals like you. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. Like, yes, the movie is weird, interesting, uncomfortable. But for like, you know, something different, if you want to watch something that's a bit different in terms of like, I don't know, like something that's grounded, a bit more ordinary, go for it. I will say like the movie does it does show you like a really real picture of like what something like a divorce does to people and how it's not just about the two people that are separating, but how it has like ripple effects on to people that they care about. Like, as much as I've kind of like talked about how weird this movie is, I really enjoyed it, like in the sense that it's a bit of a slow burn. It's like a movie that you're watching and you're just taking it in, and in the moment you're not gonna appreciate, but then afterwards when you think about it and you actually reflect on like, you know, real life situations and maybe tying it with the movie and stuff like that, it has a quality to it. Like, the way they capture like, you know, just feelings that are not talked about, words that are not said, and just the general feeling that could this thing have been saved, you know, like if the right words and the right moments happened. And it is like a really sad movie in the sense that it is the end of something and all the characters in the movie just can't find a new beginning because they're still stuck on the fact that the thing that they had has ended. So yeah, definitely recommend the movie, but be prepared for some really, really weird moments. And yeah, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. It's free for you, but it's priceless for me. Go check out my music and go drink some coffee.